Yeah, I think we already have 3 people. Okay. Well, let's just give people maybe 2 to 3 minutes, then we can just start. Okay, so I think I can see. Okay. Hello. Hello, sir. Good to have you join us. Hello, we are starting in 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
Let me see your face now.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Good to see you. How's the family?
Everybody's fine. I can see you're pushing it.
Yeah.
You're pushing the word.
We keep showing up because it
Very
will
good.
all add up one day.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely.
It will. Thank you for the encouragement.
Good energy, good vibes.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So I'm thinking, okay.
People, are they showing up? Let me see participants. Okay, 3.
Yeah. So I think with 3, we are good to start, right? So we are good to start. Okay, Akim, I can see you. Sheil, can I see your face? Okay, he's trying to connect. All right. So good evening, everybody. So my name is Remile Kende Philip, and I'm the lead coach at Mindshift Series Academy. So where we teach business owners and individuals who are ready to have a mind shift, moving from a particular point of limitation, so to say, to where they can find their authentic self, where they can, hone some of the skills that, Okay, I'm trying to admit some participants. Yeah, sorry. Who's trying to come in? I'm not seeing. Okay. Sorry, please. Okay, so like I was saying, yeah, so at Mindshift, basically what we'll do is just to help people to discover their authentic self, to understand that everyone has something, to deliver. And not until when you are able to understand that there is something that you have to offer, then you'll be limited at every front. And so this evening, I have titled this, don't be fixated on just one thing. Because every one of us, we understand what is happening globally, except if you're not in the news, then you can be telling me that you're not in the know of the things that are happening globally. And if you happen to be in Nigeria, where I reside at the moment, you will understand that it's becoming, very challenging to get yourself fixated on just one thing that is flowing as a source of income. So you understand with me that we are at a particular stage that just one source of income is not even sufficient, to put the family together. And even in Lagos State, Nigeria, where I reside, you also realize and understand with me that it is a collaboration that would work. And so this evening I have, put this together to say, okay, let's have a family meeting. Let's talk about some of this thing, because I realize that a lot of time people have things embedded in them. They have not yet, discovered. They have some skills, they have some capabilities, they have some innate, how do I put it? They have some innate abilities that can bring them multiple streams of income, but they are just lying fallow in their mind. So I want us to explore, to say, okay, there are other things that you can channel your energy into that can be as a source of income to you. And so everyone that knows me, that I'm very big, on helping people. And so these are some of the things that I personally have tried to, to monetize, and it's really working. And I have created a niche for myself, and I know that these things are working. So I want you to explore this evening and say, okay, what are those things that are like a major source of income for me? And how can I diversify into, now you are not leaving the particular thing that you're doing, but you are trying to see another channel, like trying to discover what other source of income can actually flow from the existing, what you do, So take, for instance, you have a 9-to-5 job, and it's part of work ethics that you don't begin to use your employer's time to do personal things. So now we are saying that, okay, outside of that, what are the things that you as a person, you have discovered about yourself? And these things may not really be, the things that you have given so much attention to. And you don't even know that you are leaving money on the table. So these are the things that we want to discuss this evening. How not to be fixated and say, okay, it is this 9-to-5 job that I'm concentrating on, and that is exactly what I want to do. Now, let me also tell you something. It is not everybody that is given to, looking inward and saying, okay, is there any other thing that I can add as an additional, income to the existing, say, personal job that I'm doing? It is not given. But sometimes I feel that if you harness some of those things, you can make a real discovery. And so that's what we are doing this evening. And so we want to talk about how exactly can you think deep and say, okay, what are the other additional means of income that I can bring into the table, so that you can be established, so that you can have financial stability, so that you are not all up and about saying you are broke all the time. So these are the things that we want to talk about. Now, I remember that there's something that I started doing. I want to give you an instance. So there's something I discovered about myself. I realized that I love to help people. Now, I for a very long time, people tell me that, okay, Remy, you seems to know so many things. Like if somebody needs something, you seems to know how exactly to make it happen. And for me, I see it as, okay, somebody needs something. I have a contact who can make this thing happen. And so along the line, I thought of, okay, how can I actually monetize this particular skill set that I have? So I know that I have some kind of energy, Do you understand? And sometimes the pace at which I walk, even to me as a person, it's amazing how I get things done, how I make things happen. And I want to believe that I'm not the only individual that has some kind of this energy. I believe that there are some other people too that have some of this energy that is embedded in them, but they don't know how to channel this energy into monetizing. And so I felt, okay, I have some, I think there are some people who are so much engrossed with their jobs. So the jobs I'm talking about is, okay, people who are into corporate world, who have their 9 to 5 jobs. So I'm thinking, how do these, top executives, some of them are, some of them are CEOs, some of them are MDs on companies. So how, and some of them are women. Do you understand? So that was how I penetrated. I felt, okay, some women don't even have the luxury of time to say they want to go shopping. The only time maybe they have the opportunity to do this is probably when they go on vacation. But do you want to tell me that you have to wait till another time when you go on vacation before you can change your wardrobe, or before you can, do some personal shopping for yourself? So I thought, okay, if I could monetize this, my energy, if I could target top executives, if I could target MDs and CEOs of organization, if I could target them, if I could tell them, okay, when you go on shopping, what are the things that you shop for? What are your specifications? What are the things that appeal to you? Then another thing I also realized about myself is that I have eyes for good things. I just know how to put things together. I just have the spots. And when I see something that will look good on you, something that will bring your authentic self, I just realized that I just have some of these innate abilities. And so that was what I did. I looked inwardly, and I said, okay, if a busy executive wants to go and shop on a good day, so what are the likely things that this person will shop for? What are the color, what are the colors that will appeal to this person? What are the things that this person was, okay, if I'm picking a shoe, for instance, so what is it that will blend with my corporate appearance? So I went on research, and I studied that, and I realized that time is of utmost importance to them. So I felt, okay, if I'm going to be giving this kind of energy, if I'm going to be spending this kind of time for people, then it will worth my time, it will worth my energy, and it will worth whatever it is that I'm giving as value. So I decided to look at some of the contact that I have, and just few people, I sent them like a landing page that I did, like you can call it like a mini website. And I asked few questions, and I said, okay, if you're shopping as a busy executive, what are the likely things that you will probably look out for? And they all responded to me. And I said, okay, if someone is offering you this kind of service, so what do you think is the percentage that is reasonable enough that you think, you can give in exchange for the time that you will have spent in doing personal shopping for yourself? And I realized that these people, it was like a ready market that they wanted. Now see, this particular service that I'm doing, it is not for everybody. I selected few people that I know will pay for the service. So I wasn't looking at somebody who is a salary earner who will say, oh, I will pay you at the end of the month. No, I wasn't looking out for that. I was looking for individuals, top executives or MDs or CEOs that are busy, but would like to offer, that would like to offer this kind of, service to. And that was how I started. And I launched this Ask Remy. That was what I gave it. Ask Remy. So it means that ask me anything. I have people in my circle, in my contact, that can make this thing happen. Now, something happened recently. So I started exploring that, and I realized that people were responding. So now it was a channel for me to make an additional source of income, which is worth the energy that I was given. So a client of mine who resided outside the country, was going to visit, recently. And she listed some things and said, oh, Remy, I'm going to be in Nigeria for a period of time, and these are the things that I will want you to make happen for me. Now, she wanted me to offer like 5 services. But the truth of the matter is, out of those 5, it is just 2 that I render. So I went into my circle and I asked, I said, okay, who can make this and this happen for me? And before I knew what was happening, I had gotten a lot of responses in my private chat telling me, oh, you want this, an authentic service? Because I actually put it there. I said, I want, if you know that you haven't tested this brand before, don't recommend. Because I know the caliber of the people that I want to, offer this kind of service to. And before I knew what was happening, I set, everything in motion. And all of these services were delivered. Do you understand what I'm saying? They were delivered. And I got a feedback that was so amazing. Now, let me tell you what happened. So it is a food, so it's this particular delicacy. It is called Nkokore. So most Ijebu in this part of Nigeria, that is like their delicacy. And so there's this cousin of hers who usually come from the UK, and each time she visits, that is what this woman makes for their grandpa. And so they wanted me to outsource it and make it happen. Now, a bowl was going to cost 10,000. And this client, wanted about 2 bowls. Now, they made their order and everything was getting to about 70,000 worth of, what's it called? The order that was placed was about 70,000 and it was delivered. Was this service mine? Was I the one making the kokore? I wasn't the one making the kokore, but I was a channel to make something happen. So now I want you to see yourself as a channel that could make anything happen. There are skills that even if you don't have them, you can learn them. And that's why they always tell us, you learn, you relearn, and you unlearn. There are things that you have learned and you felt, oh, this is me and this is what I know. You don't even realize that some of those things that you have learned are outdated. There are better ways of rendering services to people. I can go on and on and on and tell you about so many things that I am not doing as a person, but I have made happen to people. And what did I do that was different? I decided to understand the market that I'm playing. So who are those people that I can render the service to that will appreciate it and they will give me, they will give me money, as the value that I'm offering. So this and many more things are the things that you can do. For instance, you are a graphic designer. Do you understand? Now, sometimes you may not even have direct contacts, but you can collaborate with other people to say, okay, if you give me clients or if you list this thing on your platform for me, this is what comes to you if this client is coming directly from you. See, gone are the days that we want to own everything, that we want to do everything. Things are evolving. So we have to think inwardly and look at some of those things that are seemingly not so obvious that you do. Sometimes you are passing and somebody says you dress well. You don't even understand that. That alone can help you to say, okay, I can actually be a wardrobe manager. I can be managing a celebrity. I can be managing a high net worth individual. Yes, sir. So a lot like that. So I have said that don't be fixated on one thing. Now, I am a believer, I'm a Christian, and I have come to realize that even the Bible says that you cast your bread on many waters. You know why the Bible says that you cast your bread on many waters? Because see, it's in literal terms, it means that whatever it is that you have as a skill, spread it across. Whatever it is that you have, spread it across. Don't be limited in your mind, because limitation only resides in your mind. Don't be limited. If an idea comes to your head, give it a push. And if it doesn't work, if another one flash through your mind, do it. Let me tell you, it is in the multiple of all those things that you're doing. At one time, you will hit the one that is the real thing. But if you don't test many things, if you don't try many things, you won't even have an idea of the one that will work. So enough of, complaining about the economy and all of those things, because see, the economy where we live at the moment does not even think about you. Do you understand? They don't think, is it the government? Is it the presidency? They don't even have you in mind. So you have to create the kind of life that you want for yourself. So if you really want to thrive in this economy that we are, you have to think deep. And thank God, technology has come to break a lot of things for us. A lot of things that we think are so difficult to achieve before, they have been demystified now. And so I was saying that, okay, what are the synonyms? What are the things, that are like a replica of being fixated? And I come about captivated. I came about dominated. I came about bewitched. I came about wrapped up in. I came about tied up. Now, being fixated is like putting yourself in a box. And when you put yourself in a box, you are saying to yourself that this just one thing is just what I'm looking at. And if it doesn't work, I will keep pushing and keep pushing until it works. Of course, I understand there are patterns like that, where you have an idea, you have a business idea, and you are giving it a push, until it works. Because we also understand that even when you have a business idea, it is in different phases. Now, that is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about when you think that the only thing you want to do, it is this thing, and if it is not going to work, then it's either nothing else works for you. How can you just put yourself in a box? How can you put yourself in a box? Why can't you just think, externally and think of what are the things that I can do? So what are the things that comes to me? What are the things that, when I'm just doing things in passing, people make comments about it. Do you understand? So number one thing I'm going to say tonight is that, okay, how about you exploring other avenues? So you can ask yourself, okay, this line of business, let's take for instance, maybe it is, let's say it is a food business. Now you can ask yourself and say, okay, how can I give this food business a full expression? Now you can say, okay, I can start from the house. Nothing stops you from starting from your kitchen. You can start from your kitchen. And now let me tell you, you can now start saying, okay, I haven't even done anyone before. So how can I begin to make it known to people that this thing is what I'm doing? Google is your friend. I tell people this thing all the time. Go to Google. We live in an era where picture speaks to people. And I remember that in one of our coaching call, we have talked about what, picture does to people's imagination. You have seen the likes of Jumia, the Konga, the Alibaba. When you see the pictures of items that are being posted, even though sometimes people will say what I ordered versus what I received. Now, let me tell you the place of picture. There is something that picture does to people. It fascinates them. And that is why the quality of what you put out is very important. Now, so let me not digress. So I was saying that, go to Google, type in recipes, type in Nigerian delicacies, type in different food, items and all of those, and it will bring good quality pictures for you. Now, those pictures, they are not outrightly the things that you have done. but they can be a replica of what you can do. Start putting them on your WhatsApp status. So you can see what I'm saying now. Start putting them on your WhatsApp status. Okay, so now you say, okay, I have gathered pictures, but I don't have capital to start, because that is what I see people say all the time. Let me tell you something. The business that I started 6 years ago that I'm still doing and I'm still thriving, I am not using my money to run my business. As a matter of fact, I am using people's money. In fact, let me tell you the truth. I would have even made my profits. Do you understand? Get their money before their items even get to them. How about that? So now it's just about looking inwardly and say, okay, what are the strategies that I can put in place? Now, what is it that you have? Look at yourself. What is it that I have? For me, I know that I have integrity. Yeah, because the kind of money that I'm looking for, it is not even about the 1 million, it is not the 2 million. I am looking for something much more. Do you understand? Something that is really, really much more. So I know that I have integrity and I can be trusted. So that was what I brought on the table. And so what is the thing that I started doing? I crafted something. I crafted a message and I sent to people. Now, I can tell you that, okay, if this is what you're doing, you are into food business. So you can carve a niche for yourself and say, okay, if you want to place your order, you can do 80% down payment. And upon delivery, clients can pay 2%. I mean, the remaining 20%. Now, what you would have done, will be that you would have done your calculation and to say that, okay, if this 80% or maybe let's say 50% will cover whatever ingredient that I'm buying, whatever recipe that I need to put in place, if 50% can make it happen for you, then it also means that you even have the 30%, to still have as part of your profits. Now, upon delivery, you can make that client to pay. You can do the first one. When you do the first one, take the picture of what you have done. There are so many creative technology apps that can make things happen for you. You can design on logo shells. You have the Canva where you can put all of these things there. And you put them there. Now you have done your first delivery. Put it there. Let these clients give you a testimonial and say, okay, so what can you say? What's your feedback? Do you understand? What's your feedback for? What's your feedback from the order that you placed? And the person tells you, oh, it's fantastic. I love it. It tasted, all of those things, they are all of those things are the things that you need for the next client. And so you are moving on to the next line and they are asking you, oh, okay, so can I have a testimonial about the people that you have been of service to before? And that testimonial comes in handy for you. You just give it to the next client. And let me tell you, you can be so lucky that in your first trial, you can have up to 5 clients asking you to, placing an order from you. And so when you do all of these things, see, and this thing that I've given you, they are not so rigorous. But sometimes we look for the complex things. Now, this thing that I've told you now, in your mind, you are thinking, it's so simple. Let me tell you, it is in the simplicity. It is not how much it is not in the ambiguity. A lot of you are just looking for something that is so complex. And if it is not looking so complex, you don't think it will work. These are some of the things that I've done and it has worked. Now you want to venture into event management. People tell you that when you set the dining, you do fantastic, you do well, you know how to put cutleries together. You see, do you think all of those skills, do you think it is everybody that knows it? Some people have to go and learn it, but these things are things that are coming to you naturally. And people in passing says, do you know how to set a table? And you have not even thought about that to say, wow, really? And you're not even thinking that is putting you in the space of, trying to put an event together. So the people that are into event management today, the things they are doing, they are not far-fetched from some of these things that they discovered about themselves. And so how can you monetize that? Maybe a friend who wants to do a birthday bash or someone who wants to do what's it called, bridal shower, you can just tell people. And see, let me tell you, it is people that will tell people that will tell people that will tell people. And you can even tell me that you are a shy person. See, let me tell you, I used to be a core introvert individual. This me that you see talking today, I was introverted to the core. I love my privacy. I love to stay in a place and nothing happens to me. Do you understand? But until I position myself in a community or in an environment that brought out all of those skills out of me, I never even knew I could be like this. So now I am telling you that there are a lot of things that you can explore. Those things are innate. Sometimes you don't even need to go to a school to go and learn them. You already have them inside of you. All you just need to do is to hone them. And so you can just tell a friend and say, okay, you can do a broadcast and say, and just put it, in your own word and say, do you need, an event planner for your next event? I am your plug, blah, blah, blah. You need me to put your bridal shower in order, contact me, blah, blah, blah. And before you know what is happening, and you can be saying, okay, I don't even know how to get this thing happen. I don't even know how to make them happen. You make them happen by asking people. A lot of you don't want to ask. You don't want people to feel that, oh, this is the state at which you are still, you are still at. You don't want people to, you don't want people to feel that, because there's a font you are putting that is making people to believe that you have everything all put together. Let me tell you, not everybody has everything put together. Do you understand? Don't begin to put fonts that are not necessary. Let people know where you need help. And it is in doing this that help will come. So I have a series of community. And when I'm telling you, I have a series of individuals that when I need something to happen, let me give you an instance. There was a time somebody was asking me and said, okay, that they want to sell a property. So they told me this, they approached me. And because, see, let me also tell you something. Once people can confide in you, once people see that you do something excellently well, they begin to ask you for other things and other things and other things. And what you don't understand is that they are pushing you into things that you yourself have not even seen. But until you explore, you can't even see all of those things. So they approach me and say, that, they understand, they know that I do quite a number of things, and they want to sell a particular property somewhere. And so they want me to give them somebody that is, how do I put it, that has integrity, and somebody that can help them to sell this property. And so I asked one or two people in my contact, and I said, okay, I have a client of mine who wants to do blah, 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 blah. And she just said, that's what my husband does. I said, for real? And before I knew what was happening, what did I do? I linked them up. Do you understand? I linked them up. Now, there was something that I was doing before. Of course, if it's not coming at a very large scale, I really don't do it now. So it's called finder's fee or referrals fee. I learned this thing. I learned that, see, when you refer people to people, take for instance, somebody needs a service and you know somebody that can render such service. And you know that if you don't introduce that particular service to that person, there is no how they would have even met in this entirety. And so you link them up. And so you are telling your contact to say that if this deal happens, I get 15%. See, this thing is a clean money. It is not, it is not bribery, it is not anything. In fact, there's a name for it. It is called finder's fee or referrals fee. That I link you up with somebody that can make something happen for you. Then something has to come for me. I'm sorry, I just joined late. My phone, okay. Somebody is telling me. So do you understand? See, these are things that you can do. Now, let me tell you, there is something I started doing with somebody now. So this person has the luxury. She actually has the channel to bring in some products. And she understands that I can list them on my platform and I can make some, extra money from it. Now, what does it take me? This person has the product. What does it take me? Just put the picture on your platform. And that's why I said, for everything that I do, I am just a channel. And let me tell you something. Sometimes when you are starting out, you don't even need to be at the production front. You don't need to. You can just simply be a channel that make things happen. Somebody needs something. They know that you are their plug. You are a go-to person. See, I can't even begin to tell you some of the things that people ask me for. The things that I don't even list on my platform, the things that I don't do. But when I list them and I make things happen for them, there is something I get that is called finder's fee. A lot of you can coach, you are a teacher by nature. You didn't learn it. It's a skill that comes to you handy, and you are not thinking of how to explore that. You are a mathematics teacher, you are an English teacher. We have Zoom. I have somebody on this mind shift who is a Yoruba teacher, Damilare. Damilare started in the thick of COVID. Now our clients are everywhere, globally. She earns in dollars, she earns in different currencies. Somebody teaching just Yoruba, can you beat that? Who is asking me to unmute? So a lot of things that you can do. So I have talked about giving your business the opportunity to explore. And if you don't try some of these things, you won't even know what will work. And that's why even the word of God is saying, cast your bread on many waters, because you don't even know which one will work for you. So the next thing I'm also going to talk about is give way to the old, embrace the new. Things are emerging. You have the technology to your advantage. When I tell people that I don't even have a physical store, I have been operating my business from inception digitally, online. And so even when COVID even happened, oh my goodness, that was a very good opportunity for me. A lot of things that I did during that COVID, I migrated. I brought in new innovations, and my existing clients were embracing it. And let me also give you a joke. I see, when you give your business the opportunity to explore, what happens is that the same clients that are with you are also the same people that will also explore the new things with you. So sometimes you don't even bother yourself to say you are